sitting here with my MacKenzie Marr this morning. Beautiful little baby boat, small bodied guitar. And I thought today we would talk about a different subject. It's called the C major 7th. You remember the C major 7th, right? It's the C chord. You just lift up your pointer finger and now you got the C major 7th. Well, I'm going to show you today some other places where you can find that chord to give you a little variety when you play. But before we get started, I wanted to remind you that I'm leaving for a road trip coming up on Sunday. And so that's just 2 days away for me. I'm looking forward to it. Getting things packed and ready to go. And going to be leaving here from California and going up north and crossing over part the way across the country and make a loop and come back. As I go, I'm going to be stopping in various places, maybe some national parks, but most of all, I'm going to be stopping at some privately owned guitar stores, some family owned and operated. Those that aren't the big, major, giant corporations. We're gonna touch on those smaller ones, and I'll hopefully be able to videotape if they let me, and share that with you, share that experience. So that should be a lot of fun. So that's coming up, and I'm hoping to put out a video every day as I go, and maybe two. Who knows? We'll see what happens. When you're sitting in the car, there's plenty of time to dream it up, I guess. So anyways, let's just get started on the subject, though, so that we don't run out of time. I try to keep these down to like 10 to 14 minutes, somewhere in there. Sometimes it's very difficult. So let's not waste a lot of time and move right into the C major 7th chord. So I showed you the first formation. That's the shape that we use most commonly. It goes really, really well with the F major 7, which is like the F chord, except you're not fingering the E. You're opening up the E note. There's nothing touching it. Instead of this, you're doing this, right? So that's C major 7th. So you got. That goes really well. In fact, there's an old song I remember put out by America. It's Ventura Highway. Uses those two chords together quite a bit throughout that song. Anyways, but that's not what I wanted to talk about. I want to talk about these other places you can find the C major 7th chord. They're there, they're out there, and a lot of times we don't think about using them. But when you change up, when you use some of these different chord shapes, different places on the guitar, you get, it adds something to your style and to your music. It definitely sounds different. So let me show you the next one. Now, the one I'm going to show you next is probably the hardest one of all to actually get. So it's one that you'll have to repeat over and over and over again until you automatically can go to it, okay? Like when I first learned that chord, I didn't go to it that fast. Believe me, I was sitting there trying to get my fingers where they're supposed to go, and it took a little bit before my brain and my fingers connected. But that is the chord shape, and let me tell you where it's at. So you're going to take your pointer finger, put it on the 5th string, 3rd fret. And then you'll take your middle finger, and you're going to put it on the 3rd string, 4th fret. Your ring finger is going to go on the 4th string, 5th fret, and your pinky finger is now on the 5th fret, 2nd string. So it looks like a triangle there. You get these three look kind of like an upside down D. Instead of this way, that's a D shape, right? You're flipping it. Okay, so that's where it's at right there. and then you're going to pick up that bass note, which is the 5th string, 3rd fret. Okay, now, here's the thing, is if you're having a hard time with it, I want you to look to see where your thumb is at. If it's up here, move it back. Don't let it peek over the horizon. Okay, let it be behind everything. And the other thing is feel where how your wrist is. Is your wrist loose and relaxed? Because you want to be able to take your wrist and move outward like this so that you can curve your fingers in at these very difficult. They actually are easier if you do this. Just move your wrist, see? All right, now here's the thing, is I would start, if you're having a hard time with it, just start by playing without the finger, the pointer finger. Leave that off to start with, and just make that upside down D, we'll call it, okay? That shape, like a triangle. Start with that, and make it in different places. Okay, and start getting used to using them, because we're used to using these fingers. It would probably feel easier if you did that. But no, I want you to use don't use this finger, use these. Don't use your pointer finger, use the other 3. And just, take it off, put it on, take it off, put it on, until it gets comfortable. And then add the bass, okay? And then go back and take your fingers off, put them back on again, until you can do it without stumbling. Okay. 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 So that's the first one. Okay. You can hear it's a little bit different than the sounding. Okay, but it's a C major 7th. Now the next one you can find is at the 7th fret. You're going to put your pointer finger at the 7th fret, 1st string. Your middle finger is going to go 2nd string, 8th fret. And on the 9th fret and the 3rd string, place your ring finger. Okay, so that's that. So once again, used to that. Try doing it in different places, but it's going to fall at the 7th fret. Okay, that one's not as hard. But here's where it gets a little more difficult. I want you to take your pinky finger and put it on the 4th string, and that is going to go on the 10th fret. Okay, I had to count there. I almost lost my way. Okay, that sounds like a Mr. Sandman chord. So anyways, there it is right there. Now, if you have a hard time with that one, then just play the bottom 3 strings, okay? Okay? I'm using these 3 fingers to cover strings 1, 2, and 3. The thumb takes care of the 4, 5, and 6 string. Okay? All right. So there's a C major 7th. There's another one. And then the last one I'm going to show you can be found. It's actually let's just do the short version of it first. It's barring strings 1, 2, and 3 at the 12th fret. There it is right there. That's a C major 7th. But I like to be able to pick up a little more, another note with that. So you're going to bar it with your ring finger. Use your middle finger to give it strength, and then just take your pointer finger and at the 10th fret, 4th string, there you go. So there's a C major 7th, okay? So now we have it. We got this one. Okay, those are all C major 7ths. Now they go really nicely with D M7 and E M7. Okay, so let me just show you a little bit on that. So we're going to play the C major 7th here, D M7, E minor 7. Doesn't that sound good? All right, so there you have it. Now let me show you one more thing. The nice thing about the C major 7th down here is that because these 3 strings are covered at the 12th fret, it's a perfect opportunity to use a harmonic. What's a harmonic? Well, here I'm playing the notes, and here I'm playing the harmonic. You hear the difference? And basically how I do that is just at the 12th fret, you're going to play the note, just not pressing all the way down, just hovering, just barely touching that string, and then lifting up after you pluck. So you don't press all the way down, and you're right above the fret. If you pressed all the way down, you get a dampened note, okay? You're not going to do that. You're just going to be hover, just slightly touch, and lift. Isn't that pretty? So, all right. Well, take that, play around with it, and hopefully I didn't confuse you any. I did add a little extra chord there. Let me just tell you before, because I know somebody's going to say, what did you do when I did this? That's another formation of an F chord, okay? Right there, it's the D shape at the 5th fret. Okay, that's all it is. All right. Well, take that, play around with it, and see what you can do with it. And hopefully I was clear this morning. Sometimes I think my voice or what I'm saying is not what I'm thinking. I don't know, again, if that's senior moments or... But if you bear with it, work with it, I'm sure you'll be able to glean something from that. Okay. Well, I hope you have a great day out there, wherever you are in this world.